we have heard reports on Friday that the US is open to recognising Crimea as part of Russia. President Zelensky said repeatedly that that is not something that he would accept. He won't cede territory to Russia. Is this meeting in London this week the last push before the US walks away from these talks?
Well, it's hard to say whether it's the absolute last push or not, but what we do know is that it does follow the meetings last week in Paris, where the U.S. did lay out its proposals, one of which, as you said, was recognizing Crimea as Russian. Also, as you said, Zelensky has been pretty firm, saying that Ukraine will not cede territory. We do know a few things about these coming talks and the proposals, including that the U.S. is proposing freezing the conflict along its current lines, which also would be a sort of recognition of the occupation of Russia in these eastern and southern territories in Ukraine, something that Zelensky might not find palatable. Also, as you said, the U.S. has been putting pressure lately, saying that they're prepared to walk away if there isn't signs towards progress towards such a deal. So it will be very interesting to see what does come out of these talks and if any progress is actually made towards a ceasefire.
Greg, if there were to be a ceasefire, how would it be policed? Do we have any details on how that would work?
Well, that's one of the key questions that we'll be watching for this week and moving forward as negotiations happen. It's this idea of security guarantees for Ukraine. How will the powers enforce any kind of ceasefire, make sure neither side is taking up their weapons? It needs to be strong enough to deter Russia. Ukraine has grave concerns that Russia will just regroup and continue the fighting down the line. So something needs to be a deterrent enough to prevent Russia from doing that. But at the same time, Russia has ruled out including NATO countries on Ukrainian soil. Ukraine obviously had wanted to join NATO, seeing it as the best security guarantee, but one part of the U.S. proposal was taking Ukraine's NATO bid off the table. So this will be a key issue to watch for in the coming negotiations.